The NFT space is back, baby. Since my last MetaCorner, things have been looking so much better all around. That little smell of panic and uncertainty is starting to fade away. Liquid is soaring back into the market, and overall, bigger projects and smaller ones alike are doing way better. NFTs are recovering across the board, so let's see what's going on. Hey, what's up guys, I'm eyesmilez, Izzy, whatever. Welcome to this week's MetaCorner. Like I said at the start, things are starting to look up. I haven't been seeing those kinds of big meta trends that were oh so apparent in the market 2 to 3 months ago, but overall across the board, we're seeing a lot more liquidity go into smaller and bigger projects, and blue chips are just seeing a lot more volume. And I think a lot of this can be attributed to the Jesus Christ that descended upon us, Yuga Labs. These guys walked into a bear market, flopped their non-fungible cock on the table, and just started printing magical internet money for whales. Trickle-down economics has found its way into the NFT space, and it seems to be really working. We saw a good amount of this money go into a lot of blue chip projects, and even some smaller ones that just started popping the fuck off. Like Murray went a little wacky after reveal, and served to not only prove that the Azuki art style is still undefeated, but that this man is probably the top signal for your favorite project. That I actually get into the meta what I think it is, I'm seeing play to earn games get a lot of the spotlight right now, and there's probably an upcoming walking meta once imaginary ones finally gets cooking. To focus on play to earn games right now, these seem to always be the play in the bear market, and I think it's because it gives a little security during times where flipping isn't looking that profitable. This of course is extremely temporary though, as the vast majority of these play to earn games are just glorified Ponzi schemes with a fancy UI slapped on top of them. But they can definitely be a temporarily safe investment, especially when there's not a lot of liquidity in the current market. This time around, we really saw Raid Party go on an emotional roller coaster, but ultimately ended up being a pretty good hold for a lot of people, and one that was pretty profitable, granted you had enough money to make the money that was available. Ethereal elves or whatever also seem to be doing pretty well, and because of this, I think we're going to start seeing a lot more interest in play to earn games. And as such, here's one that I really like, and one that I would maybe be a tad cautious of. We'll hit you with the cold water here first. I've heard from a lot of people that they're feeling a little cautious on Xverse. They had a private AMA a couple of days ago, and I just heard from a lot of people that they just seemed very unsure of all the DeFi mechanics and all of those specifics, which is pretty important for a play to earn game, if you ask me. Now, overall, the project does seem to have some pretty legit gameplay and a really good amount of backing, but I just want to see more of the token and economic side of things before I make any kind of investments or decisions to hold it. Now, for one that I do like, the Citadel is shaping up to be a really good looking play to earn game. It's not one that I would usually go on and on about, as it's not a game that I could see anybody playing if it didn't have DeFi mechanics, but it definitely does have a lot more to offer than many other play to earn games, and just seems to be very well thought out. I'll link the entire white paper in the description of this video so you can go and check it out. But overall, it is shaping up to be a very good looking play to earn project. It kind of sits in that happy medium of still being a staking game, but offering a lot of freedom and strategy potential for players that a lot of other projects aren't offering. So definitely go check them out. Alright, now that my obligatory play to earn game show for the video is out of the way, on to our finishing segment. And this week we're doing a smaller project spotlight on Yuck Pass. Now, I actually didn't find this project myself. My buddy Lobi showed it to me, and I just kind of loved what I saw. So shouts out to him for showing me it. You can check him out. Check him out here. Okay, so Yuck Pass is kind of an interesting one because they service a few things. They, for one, have a great alpha server set up with fantastic people running it across the board, like very engaged community that stuck with them through all their highs and lows. Just a lot of great things happening in the server alone. But even past the alpha and the community, they have a lot of other things going on. They have an upcoming collection that's like really centered around the Yuck Pass and its aesthetic. They have a huge Llamaverse collab with like land and spit integration, as well as some alpha server stuff being put into the Yuck Pass server. And they also have some possible utility tools in the future. Onto the founder of the pass, Yuck. He's just a very reputable and known person in the space. Him and his team are constantly working with other projects on collaborating and innovating. And you guys know how I am about founders, so I won't even go into the whole spiel about it, but just know that I really do like the team behind this project and where their heads are at on community and value. I'm personally usually a fan of these kinds of alpha and community passes, especially for newer people that don't have a group to run with in the space yet. It lets them find people who actually know what they're talking about and gets them up to date on newer, good-looking projects. The only ones that I don't really like are influencer alpha passes, but I made an entire fucking video about that, so if you want to go watch that video, watch me rant, make some enemies, I'll put that in the description below. And yeah, that's looking like it for today's MetaCorner, guys. I hope you enjoyed, maybe learned a little something, but that's about it. Thanks for stopping by. If you gon' do it, damn, I need no ticket. Yeah, everybody just talk, nobody really do it. I'm not a guy,